Today is December the 29th. We have read the story of Jesus' birth. Let's look at three passages that define his ministry, one today, one tomorrow, and one on December the 31st. Today, let's look at Luke 4:16 to 30.
Luke 4, verses 16 through 30, New Revised Standard Edition. When he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, he went to the synagogue on the Sabbath day, as was his custom. He stood up to read, and the scroll of the prophet Isaiah was given to him. He unrolled the scroll and found the place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim the release of the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." And he rolled up the scroll and gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of all in the synagogue were fixed on him. Then he began to say to them, "Today this scripture has been fulfilled in your hearing." All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his mouth. They said, "Is this not Joseph's son?" He said to them, "Doubtless you will quote me this proverb, 'Doctor, cure yourself,' and you will say, 'Do here also in your hometown the things that we have heard you did in Capernaum.'" And he said, "Truly I tell you, no prophet is accepted in his hometown. But the truth is, there were many widows in Israel in the time of Elijah, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months, and there was a severe famine over all the land. Yet Elijah was sent to none of them except to a widow at Zarephath in Sidon. There were also many with a skin disease in Israel in the time of the prophet Elisha, and none of them were cleansed except Naaman the Syrian." When they heard this, all in the synagogue were filled with rage. They got up, drove him out of the town, and led him to the brow of the hill on which their town was built, so that they might hurl him off the cliff. But he passed through the midst of them and went on his way.
So there in Luke 4, in a synagogue at the very beginning of Jesus' ministry, he goes to the synagogue and he teaches. He quotes Isaiah 61 on the role of the Messiah. Jesus clearly identifies himself as the Messiah and states what his ministry will look like. Not a ministry of awesome power and military might, but a ministry of service and reaching the vulnerable. What do we do about this today? We'll do what Jesus did. Serve, share, proclaim. Scripture reading from the New Revised Standard Version by Emily Herrera. If you like what you heard today, follow us.